Heaven's calling. Heaven's calling. Heaven's calling, I'm falling. Heaven's calling, I'm falling. Terrified of death, so my soul will not rest. Terrified, 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 terrified of death, so my soul will not rest. Terrified, 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 terrified. He said, heaven's calling. Please save me. Heaven's calling. Please save me. Heaven's calling. Heaven's calling, I'm falling, it's falling out, it's appalling. The shadow of my doubt is tall enough to wall me out of paradise. Terrified of death, and so my soul will not rest unless I pass the test of judgment when my body resurrects. Like after death, after life, leave your body in flight, rush on the earth like a kite, and you might make it to the light of the prince of powers of darkness, guiding my sins and offenses, unrepented, drag you down to hell to be tormented, pain and suffering unbearable to your health and its hazards. You need to go read the parable of the rich man and Lazarus on earth that drive Mercedes, but ain't no mercy in Hades, nor purgatory like made in heaven or hell. He said, heaven's calling.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. I am Young Penitent, and I will be your narrator for the evening. I'm so glad to have you with us. Today I am celebrating 4,000 subscribers. Now, when I passed 1,000 subscribers, I told my viewers in a stream, I think I celebrated that at the time, and I said, I'm not going to celebrate again until I reach 2,500. Nice quarter, round number, quarter of 10,000. And, well, I recently had a very popular video. My video with Brother Nathaniel, titled Brother Nathaniel Sets the Record Straight, was... Is that music still going? Okay. Oh, could you hear me? Okay, starting again. So my video with Brother Nathaniel got, it's up over 80,000 views right now, and I doubled my subscribers, and I just flew past 2,500, and I didn't have time to celebrate. It went from 2,500 to 3,000 up to 4,000. Actually, as my stream right now, currently as it stands, I am closer to 5,000 than I am to 4,000. So we had quite a ride with Brother Nathaniel. He's a very popular person. When he had his YouTube channel, he was getting hundreds of thousands of views on his streams. So it's clear, that he was a person that was very desired as a YouTube person, a YouTube personality for people to watch. And I would venture to say that most of my subscribers probably found me after watching my interviews with Brother Nathaniel. So I thank you for subscribing and for sticking around. Now I want to go back a little bit, and this is my opening monologue. I have a couple things that we're going to talk about later on. I am going to do a little bit of a review of my most recent video, which should be a little bit of fun for us. And what else? I did shoot out a couple shorts. As you know, this channel started as a way to publish my music. I'm a rapper. I put my music videos on here. I started this channel like over 10 years ago, and I just put up my music videos and kind of forgot about it. And so then, time went on. What was I saying? I think I kind of lost myself. What we're going to be talking about. Yeah, I've had a few shorts recently, which I was saying I was recruiting members for an Orthodox rap group, and we got a magnificent response. I have a Telegram channel now it was up to at one point 20 members, which we have producers, we've got rappers, we've got, videographers, and the whole, singers and composers, a whole bunch of talented individuals. The group is very active. We're trying to put together some music to share with you. It'll be a separate project, a separate YouTube channel, but I'll talk about it when we have something to share. So that's coming up later in the day. We're going to bring on a couple people from that group, and we're going to have some call-ins. And if you stick around, and if you really want to, and I feel energized enough, we might even, I don't know, we could invite some people from the chat if later on in the stream tonight. So if you stick around to the end, maybe there might be an opportunity. I'll drop the link in the chat, and you can maybe join the stream. So let me talk about, I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of the channel. As I said, I started the channel just as a way to share my music. And I'm a rapper. I had an album. Here it is. And I recently uploaded this as a video. So there's a YouTube video with the entire album on it. You can go and listen. And as well, but And by the way, this album is this is kind of the thing that I am most proud of. Sometimes if you're filling out if you want to apply for a job and they say, what is the thing you're most proud of? What accomplishment have you achieved? And this album always comes to mind first. That's definitely the thing I am most proud of in my life. After I published this album, I felt like, the feeling it was a great feeling. And I felt like now I can die. I've accomplished something, accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. Now, a little bit of a more history of how this channel got started. Now I'm doing interviews and I'm doing live streams. And how did that happen? I have kind of wanted to be a public speaker. This has been a desire of mine since my first shot. When someone gave me a shot at they actually told me to go, I was, when I was a senior in high school, I had this occasion to give a speech to a crowded room. And, I made them laugh. And I was so, I don't know, maybe being a middle child, you don't get as much attention or something. And I liked the attention. Maybe that's what it's about. Anyhow, so I always wanted to be a public speaker, and live stream is the perfect thing. So one day, I had this channel. It was 10 years old. It was defunct. I hadn't put anything new on my YouTube channel for 10 years. And then I noticed one day that they have up in the corner this go live button. And if you start a YouTube channel, which I recommend you do, you just go, once you have this channel started, you can go up there, click the button, and it'll just go live. The camera comes on, the microphone's there, and you can, you can just be live. So one day I was just playing around, and I just, for kicks and giggles, I just said, okay, let's press it. And then I started doing short videos, and I started to, just talk about the faith, what I knew, my experience. People don't know I've been around for a while. I've been in the church for probably 20 years, something like that. So I know a little bit from experience. And anyhow, my first year of streaming was me going live, just making videos, just talking. I didn't have streams. I didn't have interviews, and that's why I started the channel. I wanted an outlet. I wanted to practice public speaking. And even though I can't see you, you can see me. And it's always better to speak in person, in front of a room or whatever. But this is what we have, so we're going with it. So, okay. And that first year, some of you, I don't know, obviously some people have been around that long. I was grinding, I don't know if you remember, I would go live every 5th day, and it was a grind. And this is how you do it. If you want to start a YouTube channel, you just have to, when you're small, you don't have a lot of subscribers, You need to just keep putting out content, just consistently every week or whatever it is. Pick a time of the day, a time of the week, and just put out videos. And at the beginning, you want to do more quantity over quality at the beginning, and then eventually, when I started to get more viewers, it was a little more important to do a quality stream. So I started to focus more on quality over quantity. And so that's how that went. So, okay, now your first entertainment, my entertainment with you guys tonight is going to be, I had kind of a gift. I had Reason and Theology. You guys might know this guy. Let me present for you. Share my screen. Here we are. So if you don't know who this is, Reason and Theology this is Michael Lofton. And he has a YouTube channel. It's called Reason and Theology. You probably know him, maybe you don't. If you don't know him, I'm going to explain who he is. Actually, I don't know that much about him. But I do know from watching the stream. Oh, I should have shown that. Maybe it's not too late. I can bring it up. There was I had made a short. Okay, here it is. And I can present this actually. So let me change my screen here. And I'm going to show you. So I had made a short. I wandered into his stream one day and I started watching him. And he was talking about the Pope blessing gay marriages. And so I think I got banned. I typed become Orthodox in his chat and he immediately banned me. Anyhow, I made a short about that stream just to, I clipped a portion of that stream he was doing that I got banned in. And then I didn't hear about it for a while. And then last week I saw this and he said, and he finally came back and he commented on my short that I had made. And he says, hilariously hypocritical, given you just did a show demonstrating all the problems in Orthodoxy. I'll be reviewing it later today. So, yay. And I got home that afternoon. I found this short and then I saw, okay, he's streaming. And I happened to be there. When he was streaming, I went and I watched it. And it was actually a fair critique, I would say. He was reviewing my recent video with Brother Nathaniel, which kind of caused a stir. And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to make my own comments, but I'm going to let Michael Lofton speak as well. But about Michael Lofton, he is a former Orthodox. He admits this in his video. So this is a special. This guy he went and he wrote a book about Orthodoxy and he refutes it from a Catholic standpoint. Here's a comment from Ethan Moore. He raps really good. And I'm not sure if you're talking about me or Michael Lofton, because Michael Lofton he fancies himself a rapper too. So anyhow, this is not gonna be a trash Michael Lofton thing, because he was very fair in his critique of my video. He wasn't, attacking me too harshly. He wasn't attacking me. He was really kind of criticizing Brother Nathaniel more than anything. But so I see I have some Brother Nathaniel fans in the chat. So anyhow, this mic. Let me bring this up. So he has this critique video of my interview with Brother Nathaniel. And where should I start? Let me add this to the stage. So let's see. I should have had this queued up. I wanted to start. let me start here. And not here. 116 and 52 seconds. So he's reacting to this short I was just telling you about. So let me play this for people. Here.
The hypocrisy. Watch it again. This is hilarious. This problem is coming for the Orthodox and already
has.
So you admit you have a problem.
Y'all got to step it up. I'm sorry. Orthodox, step it up. Wow. Wow. Here's what you could do. Here's my advice. Get this book of mine and refute it. Actually engage it and refute it. Don't strawman it. Don't ignore it. Actually refute it. Instead of trying to take these clips that make you look bad because you have the same issues, and so you look like a hypocrite right now, actually go to the arguments that I've pointed to in the ecumenical councils and engage them. That would be a lot more effective and beneficial. But that's the level where Orthodox YouTube apologetics is right now.
Okay, so he's got this book that he's written, and you know, this I have to say about this person, Michael. He is okay. The word heretic often is bandied about online, and maybe too much. Okay, people might even use it aggressively or in the wrong context. You can't really call a person a heretic if they were never Orthodox, because you know they might not know better. But Michael, he was received into the church. Obviously, he's an intellectual guy. He understands the faith. He understood Orthodoxy when he was entering it. And then, so he actually does fit the bill of what a heretic is, because he knows what Orthodoxy is. He knows the truth. And then he goes and he leaves the faith and he joins Catholicism. And now he's explaining to everybody why Orthodoxy is not true. I'm not going to go and read your book. I don't read books anymore. I'm practically illiterate. I can't read. My attention span's gone. I'm not going to. I would love to read your book, Michael, and read it and refute it. But maybe we can leave that to one of the intellectual people on the internet. I am clearly people know this about me. I am not an intellectual. That has never been my approach here. I'm not a theologian. None of this. Okay, so. But heresy is like the worst sin a person can commit. It's worse than people sometimes say, I don't know, than homosexuality. Heresy is the worst sin a person can commit because it tears the body, the garment of Christ. And he fits that bill. He's a heretic and an apostate. And let me tell you, I would like to say, Michael, come home. Repent, come back to Orthodoxy. But I think he's too far gone. These people, when you're a heretic and you get it's pride in your mind is what it is. When you have these ideas, and those people are so far gone that they're almost beyond repentance, honestly. The heretics, I'm just saying the truth. And so, we can pray for him. I hope he comes home. I don't know if he's even going to watch this video. Maybe he's watching right now. If you're watching right now, stick around to the end and maybe I'll invite you on and we can have a discussion. So let me get to the substance of the video now. Here we go. What is the next? Where do I want to start? Oh, okay. Here's where I want to start. So he starts. This is how he found out about about my video. He found out about it on Twitter. So I'll play this little section for you.
Let me induce some of that cognitive dissonance for you. Let me help you out here. Well, first of all, here's how I found out about the video. The guy posts, Brother Nathaniel with the hot take tonight that charismated people are not Orthodox. This is, by the way, an Orthodox priest who's posting this, and should not be given Holy Communion. Wowzers. I do love the use of the term wowzers. This is the ultimate orthobro dilemma. Do you choose Father Seraphim Rose or Brother Nathaniel? Can't choose both. Which path, young convert? So he's got.
Okay, so now I get to a comment on this a little bit. That's hilarious. I think actually, I think it is funny how we pointed out the Wowzers part about it, the Wowzer statement. So he's reading a post from a priest, an Orthodox priest who I know, who I respect, and the priest points out that Brother Nathaniel made a claim, or actually an assertion, an Orthodox assertion, that if you were received into the church through chrismation, that you're not Orthodox and you shouldn't be taking communion. And I kind of pushed back a little bit during the stream, and I said, well, it's clear if you look at the history of the church, there are occasions when people were received in chrismation. And Brother Nathaniel admitted that, and then we just kind of changed the subject. But it is kind of a wild claim. And I want to actually, everything that someone says on my stream, that if I interview somebody, I don't necessarily agree with everything that they say. I love Brother Nathaniel. He says a lot of good things. He's doing some good work for the church. But I would disagree with him that you're not, on this point, that you're not necessarily Orthodox. Now, that you're not necessarily Orthodox if you were received through chrismation. Now, there's this whole baptism, corrective baptism, chrismation debate that's perennial debate online that goes on and on and on, and it drags on. And I never really got into it, okay? I never read the book. I watched a few of I read a few of the discussions, and I followed it a little bit. But now I'm going to explain what this whole thing is about, because I needed to, because it came up on my stream. And I was reading the comments, and I found out quite a bit about this, that some people actually do hold to this view that if you were received through chrismation, you shouldn't be taking communion. Apparently, there are even monasteries on Mount Athos that will not let you take communion if that's how you were received. So I guess that there are people who hold to this view out there. Orthodoxy doesn't necessarily. There are different. Sometimes, you'd think that in the church we'd all believe the same thing. The core of the faith, the creed, the dogmas, we do believe the same thing. But if you go out another layer, there are areas where Orthodox disagree on certain matters. And this is one of them. It's one of those hot button issues. It's like in a political race, they pick a hot button issue and then gives you something to talk about and divide people and all that. And it's unfortunate, because Orthodox online, they get worked up about this, and it shouldn't be. Now, I want to tell you my opinion. We all know that opinions aren't really worth much in the Orthodox Church. But what I think is, if you're Orthodox, if you were received through chrismation, and you have a blessing from your father confessor to take communion, go ahead and take communion. That's my opinion. Maybe I differ from Brother Nathaniel. Maybe Brother Nathaniel and some of these people who propose that you can't be received into the church through chrismation, maybe they would say you would need to go get a corrective baptism. But that's kind of an extreme view. Maybe there are cases when that is acceptable. I have kind of changed my mind on that. Yes, there probably are cases, in the church. These are just decisions that the bishops make. Really, they're kind of above my pay grade, and I trust my bishops on these matters. I'm glad I'm in the church abroad. I'm glad I don't have to worry about this. I'm glad I was baptized. In the church abroad, we baptize everybody. I mean, there are a few exceptions, but as a general rule, we baptize everybody when we receive them into the church. That's kind of the default, and maybe it would be better. We wouldn't have such a problem if everybody was doing that. But so I'm just explaining this whole debate, out there. If you haven't followed, if you don't know about it, this debate rages online, and those are my views about it. I will continue here with the with Michael Lofton. I think there are some. Oh, thank you for there's been a couple super chats. I'll highlight these. G Mall sends in $2. Thank you for that. You're so kind. I haven't been keeping up with everything in the chat because I'm busy talking. Maybe after I finish my monologue, I will go through and address some of all this. LH sends $10. Love you, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you so kindly. Where should I go next in this video? That is a question. Okay, let's start around the beginning. Now, the funny thing is about this video, I think, is he refuses to acknowledge me by name the whole time. He says Brother Nathaniel, but he never says my name, and I'm going to show you this part because it's funny. Let's see.
In Orthodoxy. In fact, the guy that you see here, I don't know his name, but the interviewer here attempted to do just that, and I'll show you towards the end of the video.
Oh, I was muted. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so he carries on this charade the whole interview because you can see here my name is printed clearly in the screen, and yet he doesn't acknowledge me. And I think I know why he's doing this, because he knows I have bars, and that's probably why he's doing this. So next section up here, let me grab it. Okay.
The Spirit.
Okay.
So, ask me a question. So I'm not doing all the
Yeah. So you've got to know. I guess what you're telling us is you've got to know how to act in the church. You need to know when you're allowed to stand, when you can sit, when
That's
you.
the wrong terminology. This is not allow.
Okay.
We're not. The priest shouldn't have a whip. It's not allow, like he is the commander in chief, like a vicar general title. Okay, which I can't stand in some of these modern churches. Like he's a military person. All right.
Right.
That's the wrong way to put it. We have to know how to participate. It's the liturgy means the prayer, the work, the love of the people. So this is not allow or disallow or when you can. This is totally not Orthodox, Daniel. And I'm surprised you're even using that kind of terminology.
This is what I mean by awkward to interview. I mean, the interviewer just asks an innocent question.
There he goes, the interviewer again. He just carries on this the whole time. It's hilarious.
Over and over, he'll just say something just very innocently. And Brother Nathaniel will like draw a whole sermon off of it. And is just, I don't know, seems really awkward to interview a person who's very passive aggressive like this. It's like, dude, stop it. You're making too much out of what I was trying to say, kind of thing. That's how I would feel if I was interviewing Brother Nathaniel.
All right. So I think that Lofton actually makes a good point here. Brother Nathaniel is a tough interview. He's a real big name. He's basically a star, and stars, they you kind of have to go along with what they want to do, so maybe in the future I'm interviewing is not my forte. Actually, I didn't start this channel to interview. I'm a rapper, I'm a public speaker, but I'm not an interviewer. And the people in the comment section make sure to tell me that quite a bit, But so I'm learning this. I'm learning as I go. Maybe if I do this again and someone else is being rude in an interview, maybe I won't put up with it as much next time. But Brother Nathaniel did call me afterwards, and he apologized for being rude. So there's that. He does have repentance. And there's another part that okay, now going on to the next part. Let me pull it up. This is going to be talking about how Brother Nathaniel was talking about the Hapgood service book. And let me add it again to the stream.
He pointed out in the comment section to the video that Brother Nathaniel, are you aware that in the very service book that you pointed us to, it has like a whole liturgy for receiving converts by chrismation alone? Are you aware of that? He literally points everybody to this as the standard, when this as the standard completely contradicts what he's saying. So if you go to page 463 of the service book of the Holy Orthodox Catholic Apostolic Church, compiled by Hapgood, which is again the one that he pointed us to from the Antiochian Orthodox Christian Archdiocese 1996 edition, page 463, there's a whole service for receiving people who have already been baptized outside of Eastern Orthodoxy, and to receive them as converts to Orthodoxy by chrismation alone. The title of the service is The Office of Anointment with the Holy Chrism into the Orthodox Faith of those who have been converted and have united themselves with the Holy Orthodox Catholic Church of the East.
Okay, so again, this is a fair criticism. Brother Nathaniel made the claim that you can't be received into the church through chrismation, and then he says we need to know the services, and he holds up the Hapgood service book, but he himself wasn't aware that there is a service for receiving people through chrismation. Now a little bit more on this chrismation thing. Apparently I've learned that, from following the work of Father Peter here, is that, you need, in order to be received through chrismation, you have to have been baptized in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, a triple immersion, full immersion in water. Those are like the necessary presuppositions, they say, of being, if you're going to be received by chrismation without baptism. And that doesn't mean that the baptism you had before was valid, that there's baptism outside of the Orthodox Church. What it means is when you're sealed with the Holy Spirit, the church is so overflowing with an abundance of grace that the church is able to go back and kind of give life to that quote unquote baptism that you had. So that's what's going on. That's a little more about that whole, this is what I've been learning. Okay. So I know a little bit about what's going on. I've been watching this. I've been following it a little bit. And now because you're watching me. So see, Michael, Michael's being fair. I mean, this is a fair criticism. So I don't want to come down too hard on him, except he is a heretic. And next, let's see. Well, I think I'm gonna. Okay. One or two more sections from this, and we're gonna go on. I know I have some people waiting to call in. I'm kind of going a little long with this. But I've got a few people that are going to be calling in a little bit. But before I get to that, I want to finish this. Now he comes up and he is talking about a letter that recently, I actually should have gone and read the letter, but he's talking about some letter from an Orthodox bishop. So I'll let him share this for me.
And Orthodox are going to have to deal with. I do commend some of the Orthodox bishops who have been stepping up in addressing this stuff. You can see this with, for instance, the Antiochian Orthodox bishops of the British Isles and Ireland. They are stepping up, speaking against this stuff. On corrective baptism, they say some recently have been endorsing corrective baptism. That's what you're hearing from Brother Nathaniel. a baptism after reception in the Orthodox Church by chrismation. This is encouraged in some monasteries, including Mount Athos. Again, Mount Athos, some of those guys will not even give you communion, even if you're an Orthodox priest who has been received by chrismation alone. And perhaps in some jurisdictions, the practice of corrective baptism is forbidden in the Antiochian Orthodox Christian Archdiocese, the British Isles, and Ireland. Any layperson who receives a corrective baptism will be excommunicated. Good for them. Good for them. Will be excommunicated, and a clergyman will be deposed. Good for them. Hats off to them. You got to give it to them. At least they're stepping up and saying something. This is a serious offense, breaking the unity of the church. Yep. And as such is dealt in an uncompromising manner. Any person who receives a corrective baptism is not eligible for ordination in the Antiochian Orthodox Christian Archdiocese of the British Isles and Ireland. And I commend them for that. The problem is you can go right down the road in Eastern Orthodoxy to another parish that will rebaptize you. And that's the issue. That's the problem.
All right, so he's pointing out this letter that was written by a bishop. And I think if a bishop is going to go so far as to excommunicate a person for getting a corrective baptism, that seems like kind of an extreme overreaction. I mean, like, isn't that kind of a harsh reaction in itself? Maybe, I don't know if I would agree with that necessarily. But so now we see how this is kind of a divisive issue in the church. And now I've covered it. So that is enough for that section. Now, if you are, I had Macarius Johnson. Are you watching? If you are, now might be a good time for you to call in. We're going to switch gears here and bring on one of the rappers from our group, and we're going to kind of go over what's been going on in that. Archangel Media, you're watching. Okay, there's a link in the I'll drop it in the for Archangel's Media. I'll drop the link. And we're changing. That was kind of, I'm glad we're done with that section, that was kind of not very positive necessarily. This guy needs to kind of stay out of ours. I mean, he's like really paying close attention to what's going on in the Orthodox Church, isn't he? He knows everything. He knows all the stuff. Okay, here's Justin. All right. Come to congratulate me.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
I'm so glad to hear it, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Almost to 5K.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I'm really happy for you.
I'm catching up to you, right?
No, you've already passed me, dude.
What?
Congratulations.
How many do you have?
3.38 thousand.
I thought you had 4. Okay.
The thing about it is, you were the only Orthodox rapper that I when I first came into the church, you were the only one. And then it seemed like you laid low for a long time.
Yeah.
So you didn't get any views. You didn't do really much of anything for a while. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I passed him up, And now you're passing me up. I'm glad to hear it. You're supposed to be my mentor.
Oh, okay.
I can endure no more.
Good. Thank you for coming on. So we had, maybe we should go through, there's a lot of chats. I missed so many comments here, and I kind of feel like I've, so.
Are we going to be talking about the thing?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the rap group that we're forming. Everybody, Justin was a rapper, right? You have a little background.
Justin rapped when he was like 16. Yeah, and Justin's rap is inspired by Insane Clown Posse.
By what? Insane
Clown Posse.
ICP.
Yeah. So very heavy on the end rhyme and not so high. And I'm not a good rapper.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, but I'm in the Discord and I'm trying, I'm trying to write things, Again, I used to write a lot of poetry.
Okay.
And I really enjoy doing that because I could do more metaphors and stuff like that. But, and slant rhyme is more acceptable, I guess. But I don't know. I'm working on. I want to see what Macarius is rocking. You guys have been pulling out some really good. I get to hear it before you guys get to hear it.
Yeah, we've got some works in progress, some songs and verses we're sharing online in the Telegram group.
Yeah, I've got a couple bars I'm working on too. So maybe if I can get a verse on the album, might be fun.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Here's a comment. Ethan Morris says, I enjoyed your album. Another Orthodox brother named Christian Mario makes parodies, and his impersonation of Loft Dog rapping is great. I'll have to watch that.
What's Loft Dog? I've never heard of it.
I guess that's Michael Lofton, because he's a rapper.
Actually, I really like he's a Catholic cat. What's his name? Enoch. Enoch is a really decent rapper.
Oh, I think I saw one of his. Yeah.
Enoch is a really good rapper. He's got a song called I Would Die for This or something like that, right? And it's just talking about, knowing that the roots of our faith are in martyrdom, and that's ultimately what you're called for. You know what I mean? And like pick up that cross and carry it, I can't get mad at that.
Okay, so all right, I was just going through these comments, but okay, so here's my next segment. We have we had a I'm hoping Macarius can join us. Macarius, are you watching? Come on, I need to at him or something like that. But we submitted a song. There's a YouTube channel called Rapzilla.
Okay.
And it's a Christian hip hop channel. CHH is what they call it. And we submitted one of Juco's songs. Macarius. I interviewed Macarius on this channel a while back. He's another rapper. He's part of the group. And I wanted to share both the song and the review. So this Rapzilla has every Friday night. They're actually doing it right now. You submit your Christian hip hop song for review. You actually have to pay. You pay $50 to get it reviewed because they're actually pretty good. They know what they're talking about. And we submitted one of Juco's songs, and you'll find out how it did. And I want to play a little bit of that. So I'm gonna ask.
Why a little bit? Let's jam. Play the whole thing.
I'm going to. I will. But
that's right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we'll play the whole thing. So let me find it here. You know what? I'll just share the window. This will be a little easier. Is this it? Okay, so I've got this queued up here, and we sent in the song, and here's the beginning, and then I'll play. Actually, we have the music video, so I'll just play the whole thing. But this is how it started.
I don't hear anything, brother. No audio. You want to make sure that you check the box that says share audio when you open up the presentation screen.
Oh, you couldn't hear them?
Nope.
Let me just do it a different way here. I want to check no box. Stop screen. All right.
That's an awkward hill to die on, man. I don't want to check no box.
Oh, you're right. It is. Okay. Tell me if you can hear it.
Yeah, we got it.
Come on, you better play that. You better play that.
The next song is called Ether.
No.
I'm not even joking. And that's what we doing.
Say, man, the first
line
I remember
version.
from that I can't say on here. Yeah.
Next song is called Ether. It's by Juco Law. Let's go, Juco. Let's see what you got to say.
Okay. So why are they laughing at the name Ether?
Well, there was a song by Nas, like a famous diss track.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think that's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they played the video, but I'm gonna actually he has a whole music video on it. So I'm just gonna play the music video to entertain people with an excellent Orthodox Christian rapper music video. So this is someone else besides Young Penitent that you guys can take a little entertainment here.
There it is. Eternal transcendent hygiene. What?
This is for the new age. Don't lose composure over this. I apologize in advance. This ain't positive vibes only. This is failure at its best. I said I'm no exception. I'm as guilty as it gets. Sorry for the mess. This vessel is too heavy to reach heaven with a stretch. If drama's a brand and a product, I finally understand why the devil wears pride. A different sect that gets this Christian bothered. Your definition of woke is conflicted. You in pajamas. I'm no one to dwell, but I've been on a crazy path. So I contemplate the past like it's complicated math in this geometric matrix. Even lies can be sacred if you add a third eye to the equation. I'm just saying that the truth can be debated, but a fruit's the same shape regardless what we name it. I'm not a vegan racist, a vegetationist. Y'all just switch the label on the bacon and then label that awakened. It's more than just the flavor. One of us mistaken, I can taste it. Let's see. Ancient stardust that evolved into a waitress who used to be an 8, but now she's smart. It's complicated. Okay, get rid of God. I don't want to be created. Get creative and persuade myself I am a God. And I'ma live forever on the basis that my consciousness is raising through this convalescent maze with my depression trying to chase me. Sitting cross-legged, all 7 chakras activated, humming mantras, lighting sage, and nothing's changing. Or maybe if I rearrange my DNA, then we can say I made it. Now my body's holographic, but I was already faded. Cause we all feel fear when the end is near. And we run to the one cause we lost. Hey, found God and forgot to take a picture. It seems sort of redundant being made in his image. Ain't no metaphors left to describe the mood. I'ma smile after walking a mile in Messiah shoes. Exposing this occult culture's motives like I need to meet a quota. You can quote me, it's kosher, but don't sugarcoat it. Blow out your candles, cause you don't know what you channeling, Susan. I literally can't with you, Susan. I'm on the fence of offensive, but still I'm zen enough to spin a cinder block on the pencil to pen the gospel. Flipping through epistles, which apostle got the wisdom? Cause I tend to view the system like Picasso drew the picture. Everything is sideways, and I'm not saying that I'm always right, but I've been right lately. Hey, how's this? If Hades means pain, if I didn't have love, then I wouldn't say a thing. I'm a slave and he the king, he's the truth, he's the way. I'm just doing everything I can to help you see the same. Sanctify me, and this lyricism. The word became flesh, you can feel the rhythm. Think it's me speaking now, but it isn't. The Holy Spirit is in him. This is ventriloquism.
Wow.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, very good. I'm never, ever gonna be on your rap album.
No, I mean I watched
being next to Macarius. Are you kidding me, dog?
I feel the same way, actually. You know, I told him. I said, "What did I say in the group?" I said, "You know, I should just quit now or something like that." You know, like he's good. He's like our hidden. He's our talent. You know. Oh, there he is.
There he is. Come on in, dude.
So I posted it for you, and then there, and so we're gonna next.
I want to see this review.
Yeah, the review. So the review is actually the guy knows what he's talking about. Like he like understood what was like. He was following the lyrics. He knew the whole song. Like he he was like knew what he was. He like it, I wasn't even that fast enough to know what the lyrics were talking about. But he's talking about like anyhow.
Yeah.
Let me share the screen. So let's watch this.
Give me no glory. This is for the new age. Don't lose composure over this.
About that later. What are y'all giving? Everybody.
So do they listen to it like all at one time? Or...
I just skipped the whole song because we just listened to it. But let's see.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that a lot of times reactors will be pausing and then they'll listen and then they'll pause.
Oh no! I just kind of skipped it.
He's speaking now, but it isn't. The Holy Spirit is in him. This is ventriloquism.
This is a perfect example of it is just a perfect example of you don't gotta have a bop beat. You can just literally snap to like a cappella vocals in the background with some literal snaps dude was on some poetry type ish. Like this was crazy.
It's not a first listen, you know.
What'd you say?
It's not a first listen, which can be a compliment. Like go back to it, dig through it. Not everybody wants to do that, but as a listener, some people do like to go through and pick through stuff. There's some gold there, you know. Like within what he's saying, you know.
Bro, the reason it was called Ether, I don't know if y'all caught that, but he was hitting on all of the religions that go up.
See, he picked it up. He picked it up straight away. This guy was definitely paying attention to what he was saying.
Obviously, everything that goes against scripture.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about atheism. He was talking about like, what's it called? Sensationalism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, he talked about everything. It was ridiculous.
No, it was dope. When I say like
he broke it down so well, dude.
You know what I mean, right? Like,
oh yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
You gotta like even Cole or Kendrick or Drake.
Yeah, you go
so
back.
Much.
Okay, he's comparing him to Cole, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar there. So they're like gushing basically. This was what was so fun that night. Like we were watching this and they're just gushing. They're gushing over the song.
Wow, dude.
Skip to the part where the chick gives the rating. A woman. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend.
But yes,
we'll talk about that later. What are y'all giving? Everybody give it 10? And like I know y'all sound like y'all far.
Kasari gives it a 10. I think I loved it. I will say that was my favorite song that I think I've heard on Rapzilla Critique Friday so far. That like where I actually really, really liked it. Like genuinely like would play it again and listen to it again.
Yeah.
To me, like Mac Miller.
Favorite song.
Everybody, there was people saying
Mac Miller.
Mac Miller mixed with somebody said it and I was like, yo, this is actually a really good depiction. Go ahead.
I saw people too leaving comments saying we're waiting for Juco, and now I know why, because that was like really, really good. The only thing is, Obes, I don't know if you felt it. Did you feel it as a producer? Like, do you wish the production would have like, in a very simple way, just would have like expanded a little bit in the middle? Like, did you feel it at all?
So, I mean, that's enough. I mean, we don't need to go on too long with this, but I mean, they're gushing over the song. He got a 10 out of 10. And these people, they're not nice. Like we watched them review a couple other rap songs, and they can be, if it's not good, they're gonna tell you, and they're gonna tell you exactly what you did wrong. And we're having fun here though. We were all just like sitting up. It was kind of a crazy experience because we had like 4 or 5 people in our Orthodox rap group, whatever, on Telegram, and we're watching this all together. Like in different states. Like,
when did this happen?
This was like 3 weeks ago. Because
it was before the okay,
yeah, and so it was kind of an interesting experience. Like we were together apart, so like the internet can be a good thing that way. I mean, even though it like we're in different Kakurga, she's on it. Even though we're in different states, like
she's a woman? I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Hi, Kakurga.
You're muted. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, congrats, YP, on 4K subscribers.
Thank you. You're so kind.
Yeah, good to see y'all. And hello.
I gotta stop calling her bro in the messages now.
Oh yeah, you weren't around when she introduced herself at the beginning.
No, I didn't. No, my bad.
I was like, oh, you didn't say you were a woman.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You didn't ask.
I've been calling you dude, bro, this whole time. Well, I feel bad. Sorry, Kakurga.
Macarius is supposed to join us, but he's just probably putting the baby to sleep or something like that.
Yeah. All of us old men with kids and mortgages.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, what you gonna do? M. Mallon said something to you.
Oh. Yeah. M. Mallon says, God bless you, Daniel. By the way, thanks for responding to my email. You're welcome. I hope I answered your question. I know I didn't necessarily answer every question you had to your satisfaction. I am not a paragon of virtue or listen. I did wanted to. I'm at some point I wanted to do give a book recommendation tonight because I kind of somehow I skipped to the point where I wanted to introduce this, but I like people like book recommendations because they want to know a book to read, and then they'll read it. They really will. And there was some point I wanted to make a point about. I'm not like your theology super brainiac guy. When I go and watch other YouTubers, I'm always feeling intellectually inferior. Because there's all these brilliant. I'm not the brilliant YouTuber. I'm just a kind of a likable guy. I'm a rapper. I'm an artist. I'm I'm decent at relationships, and that's like being relatable to people is how you can get interviews.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to say,
I gotta say, then it's much harder to be a likable guy who's relatable than it is to study patristics.
Oh, sure, thanks.
Better skill set.
So yeah. My point is that you don't necessarily need to study patristics. Like we were talking earlier at the beginning of the stream, we were talking about ecclesiology and how people are received into the church.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we're coming up on the Sunday of the Last Judgment. When you come before God, He's not going to ask you about ecclesiology. He's not going to ask you to explain the essence energy distinction. He is going to ask you for your good works, and he's going to ask you to show virtue. What virtues did you acquire? And here's a book, great book, The Struggle for Virtue, Asceticism in a Modern Secular Society by Archbishop Averki from Jordanville. Excellent little book, and it's exactly what it says on the top. And Archbishop Averki, by the way, comes highly recommended. St. John of Shanghai and San Francisco said of him that he was of one mind. So with Archbishop Averki. So if you want a book written by someone who was of one mind with the saint, pick this one up and read it. Welcome, Macarius. Welcome to the stream.
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. Speaking of the virtues, patience is one that I'm trying to work on all the time because I was having problems trying to get on the stream here. I was trying it from my phone at first, wasn't working. So I got out the laptop, and then I had to run out to the car to get my earbuds. And then the laptop didn't have the right browser, so I had to get another browser.
Oh no!
I was sitting here getting frustrated, but worked out. So
you might have been able
say,
to
like, never pray for patience because God will just send you frustration.
Yeah, right. True, man.
Yeah, I learned that. Very true. I think you could have gone without the earbuds. Probably would have been okay, but it's good to have them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well,
all
hey,
four of us.
congrats, man.
Thank you.
Congrats
Thank
to you, YP.
Yeah, 4K, almost 5K. Well, you haven't. How many are you up to on your channel? Because
I'm still just trying to hit 1,000, man.
Still, but that's still pretty impressive for like 2 videos or whatever. How many do you have? 2 or 3?
There's a few on there from years ago before I changed it to Orthodox Soul. But
right.
Since I started it, I just put out the testimony, which is at around 14,000 views, I think, right now.
Yeah, that's
what?
Yeah.
What? 978 subscribers already, dude.
That's
nice.
So Macarius is good at editing and making. It's basically a documentary. I do recommend everyone go watch it. His channel is called Orthodox Soul. You probably have watched it, everybody, if it's 14,000 views.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it here. Oh, wow. The Path of Self-Denial, Discovering Orthodox Christianity testimony.
Yeah, that's it.
From cynical addict to Orthodox Christian. Wow, dude.
And there's actually a good amount of the past music history that I cover in there in the introduction. And then I add a little bit more later on because it was a lot of that was like kind of part of the journey and the transformative process, you know?
Yeah.
Coming from like kind of atheistic, agnostic kind of background and then into like loose new age stuff and then into the actual one true faith eventually. Thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I kind of hit on all of that in that song that YP was just playing because, you know, so many people are so intimately familiar with that. It's really, it is infecting a lot of Western Christianity as far as I can see. There's a lot of new age tenets that maybe people don't even really realize they embrace, but I mean, it's all over the place, man. So.
All right. You just got a sub. You got 2 subs.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. You got 2 $5 footlongs, bro. 2 $5 footlongs. They're not $5 anymore. That sucks. But yeah, man, dude, I was really, really impressed with your song, dude. Like really impressed. You did really well.
Thank you, brother.
We have some genuine talent in our group, so I really think we can do something. I think we can, you know.
Do we know any Orthodox rappers that have been, I'm not gonna say mainstream, but you know, like made it on the radio?
So that Neck Nimble is in the group, and he actually has, I think, a project that is explicitly. I was listening to him on Spotify, and he sounded like they were rapping Orthodox raps. So I guess I wasn't the only one, you know. Maybe I just hadn't heard of him.
Right.
Yeah. That was my impression. I was like, you know, when I typed in Orthodox rap, the only one that popped up was you.
Right. Yeah. Like he didn't like advertise it that way, but him and one other guy on some of those songs that one of his albums that he did was doing Orthodox raps for sure. So I guess it's like maybe I was just the one that had the first mover advantage or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of new Orthodox channels popping up here and there. I'm sure you guys have seen some of them with like a lot of really creative, talented production value behind it.
Yeah.
And it's just like blowing my mind. I mean, it's really like the perfect time to be a part of this as a content creator or an artist or what have you. It seems like the foundation is kind of being laid right now. We're watching the first seeds being planted for like this kind of new wave of people to either come into the church or to just even hear about Orthodoxy for the first time. Yeah. So if we're like kind of waiting in the background with, also we have some art that you could get into, you know, here's some music.
Yeah, people will love that, you know. So if
man.
we do something good, we just need to create a good product.
Right.
Yeah. So Macarius, where are we buying your song? Bandcamp?
That's Bandcamp is where all the old stuff was before the transition into Christianity, where all the that's where all the heathen material is at.
Okay.
But yeah, no, on my Instagram, I have a link to I used DistroKid, which kind of is like this digital aggregator, puts your stuff everywhere. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. And so it's on like, you know, Amazon, on iTunes or iMusic, and you know, Spotify and all the rest of it. So
Which one gives you the biggest cut of your money?
I've generally, over the years, man, to be honest, I've really just put stuff out for free mostly. When I first released the album, it's been a few years, so my memory is a little bit rusty. When I first released it, I don't think I dropped it on DistroKid immediately, so I might have put it out somewhere initially for like whatever, $5 or $10, just to like try and gain some traction and some momentum, getting people to like want it first, you know, like putting out some teaser videos here and there and stuff, just give people a little taste. And then I just like get rid of the paywall and let people listen after that, you know. So
okay.
And that's the last project I did before my son was born. And then we moved and a whole bunch of stuff started changing in life. You know, we came into the church, so the whole music scene has sort of been in the background for a little while, and it's meeting all you guys that really put me back on. So I've got y'all to thank for that, really.
Sure.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. So it's JUKO, right?
JUCO.
JUCO.
Yeah.
JUCO Law. JUCO Law.
Yeah.
LAW?
Yep.
Okay. All right, JUCO Law. I found you.
Yeah, so the Orthodox Soul page was originally dedicated to like music stuff. Like if you go a little further back in the video feed, you'll see some like older music stuff. But I had never done anything with that channel, so I figured, you know, I might as well just change it into a new one, because I'm all about Orthodox everything these days, you know, and I want to keep putting out more videos, God willing. And
yeah, you're very talented as far as cinematography, dude.
Are you still going by JUCO Law, or are you gonna? Yeah, he could do like our music videos if we ever had to, you know, like he could do the editing or whatever.
Yeah, I was always really into all the editing and filming. That's all part of the process for me that I find just like really fun and exciting to do. So it's really just been, there hasn't been any opportunity over the past few years to do anything really, you know.
Well, maybe you could. My channel did a video, but it's all like B footage. It was not like real, not B footage. You know, like the free footage that you get,
right?
You know, from different places, right?
B-roll, right?
Yeah, B-roll and stuff like that, right? And we did I think a pretty good job on one, but I think, you know, someone with your eyesight might be good. It might be good. Maybe we can arrange, you know, another project in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're interested. I don't really do a lot of music at all, right? So, but if you're interested in other projects, it might be fun to see if you're interested in that. So that was very vague. Sorry.
Are you Macarius? Are you still going to be going by JUCO Law for your rapper name?
Yeah, probably, man. I thought about it right 3-4 years back, right at the time I was putting out the last album, and I kind of played around with a few different names, but it's been JUCO for so long, man, and it just fits, you know.
Can you explain? Maybe we can go around and explain the origins of our rap names. Like, what does it mean? What's behind it?
Right. Yeah. Mine is an acronym, so it originally stood for just a unique coalesce of lyrics and wisdom. And that was like, I went through a bunch of different rapper names in the early days. I was just like cycling through them, and I was like, it's time to like really pick one. So I put a lot of thought into that one, and that's what it landed on. And it's been that since like 2006, 2007. So it's been a while.
How about Kakurga? What does your rapper name come from?
Hey everybody. My rap name is a nickname I got in the monastery. It's a Greek word for criminal, and it refers to the thief on the cross, or whether it's on the right side or the left side of Christ. You know, I choose.
Can you tell us more about the monastery? You were in a monastery?
Yeah, I was at the Sacred Monastery of St. Nina in Union Bridge, Maryland, as a novice nun.
How long were you there?
16 months. And it's a Georgian monastery under Bishop Saba. Yeah.
Are you still an oblate? Are you still an oblate, or?
No, I'm not. I'm not anymore. No.
That's cool.
That was about 10 years ago. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know Bishop Saba. Who is he? Is he American? Is he from Georgia or
from Georgia? Georgia.
Yeah, he actually just released a letter, right?
Maybe
he just came out with a letter. I remember because I believe I posted it on my page on my channel. Let me find it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, Metropolitan Saba. Yeah, he wrote a letter called A New Pharisaism.
What's it? Tell us about that.
I can read it real quick. The man is very wise. I'll be real quick with it. There is a negative trend in the church these days, with certain people criticizing everything. They adhere in an extreme way to what they believe is authentic, while attacking all that they consider innovative, calling it heresy that destroys the faith in the Church of Christ. The adherents of this trend tend to be aggressive in their attacks and fundamentalist in their opinions, denouncing as heretics all those who disagree with their opinions, views, and citations. They employ the interpretation of scriptures as they see fit for their purposes. They adhere to the letter and not to the spirit of the text, neglecting what St. Paul said, "For the letter kills, but the spirit gives life." The church was not born yesterday. Her earthly age is 21 centuries. She has experienced all kinds of systems, situations, cultures, and heresies. The church, through the power of the Holy Spirit, has always expressed her faith and steadfastly witnessed to it, even unto martyrdom, through different circumstances and pressures, wars and persecutions, peace and freedom, on top of intellectual, cultural, and religious or atheistic trends. According to the word of the Lord, the gates of Hades shall not prevail against it. The followers of this new trend forget all the good and the benefits that the church provides. They fail to see God's acts in history and blind themselves from seeing how history works. Therefore, their responses come as brutal, hostile attacks, lacking the love that marks the disciples of Christ. They remain on the surface and do not dive into the essence of things, failing to differentiate between the essential and the superficial. They do not assign any importance to the changing course of history or the turning points of science and the challenges they pose. In their rigid views, humans are subject to requirements of the faith according to their historical formulations, without regard to human capabilities and advances across generations. They claim, for example, that churches should be built of stone. They argue that the life of the brick does not exceed 100 years, which necessitates the demolition of the church building after the expiration of the brick's effectiveness. They ignore the number of stone churches that were destroyed by the passage of time and by wars and earthquakes. They also forget churches that were turned into places of worship for other religions or even into animal pens due to their desecration and the disappearance of Christians from these places as in northern and southern Syria. These people are armed with the malleable phrase, according to the fathers, to support their opinion. If you ask most of them about the reference, they cannot provide an answer. The phrase Holy Fathers has become a term used to defend and justify their positions, but often without knowledge or understanding. This happens with some Christian groups that cling to the letter of the Scripture while disregarding the living Word of God that comes through the perpetual presence of the Holy Spirit in the Church of Christ. According to these people, the Church must remain captive to expressions, systems, and traditions, and I do not mean the holy tradition formulated by the Spirit for a specific era in order for the Church to express its faith among different languages and cultures. According to them, if the Church expresses something in some way at some time, then this expression must prevail at all times. The Holy Spirit, therefore, must stop working according to these people, lest he invents something new, necessary, and beneficial for the salvation of man. Do you think that a person is saved through molds and forms, or through the Holy Spirit alive and effective in him? In addition, you sense in them a fear for the upright faith, bordering on terror, to the point that it almost becomes a pathological obsession, seeing in everything a conspiracy against the Orthodox Church and the truth that it faithfully preserves. They believe that they are the only ones to preserve the truth, so they resort to strict adherence to the forms and calendars that the Church knew in the past, which were a successful expression of the upright faith in the cultures of that time. Writing the names of saints on icons in the local language becomes a heresy, because the ancient Greek letters, in their view, alone are appropriate to the Orthodox art of the icon. They circulate a saying of St. Notarius, "Poor thing, Orthodoxy," claiming themselves to be the defenders of Orthodoxy. Every effort in the Church, according to them, whether pastoral, institutional, or spiritual, is aimed at eliminating the faith and fragmenting the Church. If these people poison the Church with a spirit of hatred, discord, blasphemy, and hostility toward every leader, guide, and spiritual father who does not say what they say, then they keep seeing themselves as a tool of Satan who is targeting their Church. Truly, this is his murkiest trap. He abuses the naivete of some church members to split it. They fall under the delusion that they are cleansing it. Faithfulness is required of all believers. You may differ with your brethren regarding matters unrelated to doctrine. We prevent fracture with continual love, humility, and dialogue. However, to monopolize Christ, appoint yourself as his spokesman, and break from his true church to establish what you want his church to be means that you have sunk to a level of pride that makes you a tool in the hands of Satan. And truly, this is the greatest sin. And that's it. That was Metropolitan Saba. That was the gentleman, or that was the bishop that she was referring to.
Yeah, I read that. I came across that somewhere, and I thought, wow, this is so well written, you know. I wonder if he maybe spends time on X. Maybe.
You know, I saw the word Discord in there, and I thought, I hope he's not talking about my Discord server.
Because I think X brings out the worst in people.
Yeah, and so does Discord. Yeah, lots of them.
The algorithm boosts people who are being aggressive, and those are the accounts that gain traction and following, and you know, you get more clicks if you dunk on somebody, you know. You got to be careful with X. I use it to promote my YouTube channel. I'm streaming to X right now. I don't know if anybody's watching it there, but be careful with that platform out there, folks.
Yeah,
there's some, you know, maybe some good stuff too that you come across, but you have to wade through a lot of dross.
Yeah, dross. Yeah, lots of dross. Yeah.
So what's your rapper name, Justin?
Justin.
That's what it's gonna be. Okay.
Probably. Works. I don't know, dog. I mean, you know, I already took a new name when I was baptized. I don't see a reason to take another. You know what I mean?
Sure. No. Like, yeah, you can, plenty of people rap by just their name. That's fine.
Yeah. I kind of like Nate Feuerstein. Do you know who that is? NF.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's his
yeah,
name.
He's pretty good.
Nate Feuerstein. Feuerstein. He's super German. But yeah, man, you know, I mean, I say this all the time in the Telegram, but I'm not a rapper, you know. Like I said that at first I said that as a joke about Super Hot Fire, but it's very true.
Maybe I should start doing rap review. I guess Super Hot Fire came out with a new video recently. Did you watch
new
that?
ones, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah,
I love that guy. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I take the Pokemon cards and I trade them. Oh!
I'm gonna pull it up right now. No, I'll probably get a strike or something.
You got to be careful because there's the other people. He did one with Wiz Khalifa, and Wiz Khalifa is not afraid to drop significant dirty bombs. You know.
Okay, yeah, we're trying to keep it clean here. That's the rules. We laid down we laid down the rules in the Orthodox rap group that there's no cursing. And there is
no innuendo,
no violence, no sexual, nothing like that. We had to lay the ground rules down, and you have to be Orthodox to be in the group to contribute lyrics.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this, you know, we still could, you know, I mean, we've got a good core group. I think, you know, that we could do something with now. But if you want to join the Telegram chat, send me a message on Telegram at Young Penitent, and we can add you to the group if you think you have something to add.
I appreciate Macarius's comments. I'll submit a few lines, and he'll be like, "Oh, that was better than you think it was." And I'm like, "Oh, that's nice." Yeah.
Yeah, I'm even learning stuff in there. You know, like I got a long ways. I can do better. I know I can do better. I mean, I know I'm good at some things, but I can do other things better.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like his voice though, dude. I gotta say, that effortless swag in your voice, Macarius, is great. I don't know how to describe it. It's,
man, you're gonna blow his head up now.
I know.
Well, no, man.
I gotta give you some. I give you some pride to confess for later. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you one thing. It took a lot of polishing, man. If I played you a track from 2006 versus another one from 2010 and then 2014 and then the one from the last album and played you all four of those tracks in sequence, you would hear like different vocal inflections, totally different styles, just the way that I would present in the song. It took a while to polish, it took years. So
yeah, it sort of reminds me, when I was a Pentecostal preacher, right? We had the preacher voice.
Oh, give us the preacher voice. Come on, you have to. Yes, preacher man.
And the Lord said, "Go on down to Jordan." So that's kind of That's not enough. I gotta say again. I just freestyle it, But it was that kind of twang. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've been there, then you've been there, and if you've been, that's kind of that thing, then you know what I'm saying, and so that's kind of the.
You were a preacher. You preached that. You preached in that style, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
See.
And that was
that's a freestyle. Hold on, that's our freestyle. And unless anyone else wants to contribute a freestyle tonight, hold on. There's a $20 super chat. That's like an hour's work for most people.
Yeah, it is.
Steven, $20. Thank you for that. Somebody drop a verse, freestyle or something. We want it live. Are you reapers or not? Are you rappers or not?
We are reapers. We all dead.
Is that gonna do? Is the preacher man freestyle good enough, or does anybody want to? Try this, because I am not polished. I'm not practiced right now. I used to do this a little in college, but I prefer not to because I'm afraid I'm going to say something I shouldn't.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about you just give us a verse?
Me?
Yeah, it's got to be a freestyle verse.
First, I'm the worst. I think we should have Macarius go first, or maybe Kakurga, or maybe the one on the right. Justin, what about you? You try it. I mean, it's nighttime. We're not gonna get in a fight time. We're just trying to light up the sky with some fly lyrics and try. I'm just doing it at the top of the head. Okay, I did a little bit there for you. Is that $20 worth?
I did a little.
I hope he's happy. I mean, anyone else want to try it? Let me think of a verse. I mean, like an old one that I haven't.
Yeah.
I have like folders and binders over there with old verses that no one's ever heard before, but I have to go dig them out. Why won't I just go off the handle, fly off the ribbon, just fly off the cuff? Okay. So my rap name, I used to be MC Fame, which was also like a anagram actually, but actually it was a dyslexic anagram. But when I became Orthodox, I won't bother explaining it, but I became Young Penitent, and I was a young man at the time, and now I'm 42, and people point out to me I'm not young anymore. But I'm gonna stick with it because it's a pain to rebrand, and it kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit. If I did another album, like a solo album, I might just call myself Penitent. But y'all know me as Young P, and that'll work for now. The reason I chose Young Penitent was because I wanted to be like Master P. I wanted to be a mogul, a music mogul, and have like my own music label and produce artists and my own, and so I thought, okay, I'll just be Young P. But then it turned out there was a rapper already named Young P, so I had to change it, and so I said Young Penitent. Perfect for Orthodox. All right, well, we're coming up on half an hour. I want everybody, so I think I'm going to draw the stream to an end here. But I mean, anybody, please go. Let's go around. Justin, share your your channel. Tell us about where we can find you, all that kind of stuff.
Shill my channel. I love it. All right, so Archangels Media, the Heart of Archangels Media, is our book club. Today, we just finished going through the first 3 chapters of St. Athanasius on the Incarnation. We are not reading the book in the book club because I feel like that would be very kind of boring, right? Instead, what we do is we read the book and then we discuss it. And so we got a whole group on my Discord server that likes to talk about this kind of thing. And we are pulling from only Orthodox sources. So far we've done, I got several playlists here. We just finished. In fact, we had my priest, Father Nicholas Finley, for this last one called From Object to Icon, The Struggle for Spiritual Vision in a Pornographic World, where we discussed the influence of pornography in society as a whole, and then also on our own spiritual lives and how to break free of that. And if you are struggling with that addiction, because it is an addiction, that 99% of men, according to the most recent polling, deal with, and 60% of women do, right?
How many percent of men?
99.
99?
And 60% of women are habitual porn users.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
really?
99% of men. And then the other one was interesting was that of the
the Orthodox wait, the Orthodox Church is 1% of the population in the United States, so that's the explanation.
yeah. No, I think actually there's a ton of Orthodox Christians struggling with pornography.
Yeah, that's true. I'm
huge,
sorry.
Right?
But
so this is the book
someday.
From Object to Icon. Andrew Williams. Yeah, I mean, some of these stats are just insane. I remember seeing one where it talked about how people are not wanting to have daughters anymore because they're concerned about their kids being objectified, right? Then you have, there was this one stat which was insane to me. about how blind parents are. They did a poll in Australia that talked about how, like 80% of the parents are like, no, my kid hasn't seen that stuff. No. And it was like, no, it was like 85, percent of these children, between the ages of 8 and 14 or 8 and 13 have already been watching pornography, right? So it's huge. It's in your pocket. It's a problem. Don't deny it. If you've got the problem, seek help, right, for real, and attend the confessional all the time, right? So we just finished that one. Currently, like I said, we're reading on the Incarnation. We also did The Mystery of Christ, Life and Death by Father John Bear, St. Simon the New Theologian on the Mystical Life, Religion of the Apostles by by Father Stephen DeYoung. Oh no, he'll be a saint one day. And apart from that, my wife also does a little saints series, right? So she'll talk about a certain saint and with Saint Pray For Us. Joshua says, when's the next live? I don't know if he's talking to me or if he's talking to
it's probably Young Penitent.
Okay.
I try to do a video if I can, a video every week, once a week, but I don't always meet that goal. Sometimes I'll need a little break and it might be a couple weeks between videos, but I try to, do as much as I can, try to keep some coming out. I don't know when the next one is going to be, honestly.
Yep.
He was saying, write something for the next live, everyone. Why not?
Oh,
No idea.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Since we forewent the freestyle, which I apologize to the super chat on that, but I'm with YP on that one because I used to catch those ciphers every day, man. Like it was nothing. Freestyling 24/7. But these days, like you said, I gotta be a little more mindful of what I'm thinking about, what I'm saying. So I wouldn't want to, just have a slip of the tongue or something.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if we wrote something, I mean, I've written a bunch of verses since we started the chat. So, if we wanted to dedicate a stream to that or something, that could be something that's cool, maybe.
Sure.
Lazarus is
Lazarus is in the. Is that Lazarus from?
Yes, it is Lazarus from the group.
Hey.
Welcome. I mean,
VeggieTales source material.
VeggieTales.
That's funny. Yeah.
I don't get it. Kakurga, do you want to share where we can find you or anything like that?
Firstborn Images on Instagram or firstbornimages.com.
Is that
iconography and Orthodox iconography and illustrations.
Okay. Are you available for commissions?
Yeah, I got 2 slots open right now that are opening up. So,
yeah, iconographers are usually pretty busy, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Macarius. Where can we find you?
I guess my YouTube Orthodox Soul would be the main one. I mean, I have Instagram, but I don't really post anything on there. I'm on there often enough, which is the handle would be Juco Law, but definitely going to be doing more with the YouTube in the future. So yeah, for anyone that hasn't seen the testimony, if you're interested in that one's pretty up there on the quality scale, I'd say.
It's 3 hours
and
long,
then it'll give you a good sense of and then following that I've kind of started a series that I've got different like episodes planned out for different topics. So I started the first episode with just worldviews in the most general sense, kind of like, what is it? What are the kind of questions that people might ask or that you should be asking and so forth? And just doing a very general breakdown. And if you check that one out, it'll give you kind of an idea of like the style and approach that I'm kind of trying to bring to the channel that I'll be doing in future videos.
All right, and y'all are here already, so you know where to find me. I'm Young Penitent, and on YouTube is my main channel. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to my guests for showing in. That's our video for the night. We'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody.